It's the wishful thinking of new parents everywhere. If only babies came with a manual. But if there was a how-to for mums and dads, what would it say anyway? Parenting comes in some radically different styles, and even the experts argue about what's best.
Yes, they do. But are some approaches a little too hands-on, mimicking perhaps the extreme over-parenting Joan Cusack portrays so well in the movie Raising Helen?
Oh, good. Get your hands washed, guys. Hey, you, look. Hello, sweetie. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
And
Jenny.
Hey. Oh, God. Everybody, please sit down. All right, we're going to eat right away.
Can I help you with something, Jenny?
You know what? I've got everything organized. Oh. Sweetie, what did Mommy say about kicking when she's having a conversation? You need to wait until she's finished. Thank you very much.
Did you just boss around the unborn?
So what do our parenting experts make of it all? Sally-Ann McCormack, clinical psychologist and mum of 4, joins us now from Melbourne. And Mark McCrindle, researcher, author of the ABC of XYZ and dad of 5, is here in the studio. Hi, guys. Sally-Ann, is there such a thing as what they're calling now over-parenting?
Oh, there certainly is. Over-parenting, over-scheduling, overprotective, and I think over-stressed. They're often the parents that run after them with the sterile wipes and, you know, ring up the biology teachers and tell them why their child didn't do their homework. I think, look, parents want the very best for their children and they're just really anxious and don't know what to do.
All right, so Sally-Ann, I mean, we're all trying to be great parents. How can it play out? How can too much intervention be a bad thing for a child?
Well, my personal philosophy of parenting is to make myself redundant and to raise independent young adults. I think we need to give them degrees of freedom. We need to give them the space to do some of the things and to make mistakes. We need to teach them or let them learn some resilience and to help stave off anxiety and depression, which are very possible when we overparent.
OK, Mark, you've written about permissive parenting leading to delinquency in children. Would you call for parents being more hands-on with their kids?
Well, yeah, I think particularly when they're young, we've got to set some boundaries and guidelines. We can't give total freedom because we know in the food area, our kids would eat chocolate and chips over nutritious food every time. And so it is in the behavioural area. We have to guide and shape their character and their values, and that does involve a hands-on role, often with boundaries and discipline.
What are the benefits then of authoritative parenting on children?
Well, I think it's only good if it's authoritative when it comes in that culture of love, where the children know that they are unconditionally loved and accepted, when there's that affection expressed and demonstrated. But if that relationship is there, then those boundaries, the frameworks that we put in place are definitely going to build their character, build their self-discipline and their confidence as well. So they'll be able, as they get older, to make their own choices in life.
So, Anne, so how do you strike that right balance between, you know, authoritarian and permissive parenting?
I think that the ideal parenting would be a person who does reflect on their parenting style. They have a look at it, see what's going right, what's going wrong, evaluate it, you know, look at the successes and the failures, and then resolve to make change. Parenting takes different paths all the time. I had young children, now I've got 2 adults and 2 adolescents. It changes all the time.
Mark, do you think some parents are just afraid of being too disciplinarian? What's your advice for them? Because it's such a fine line, isn't it?
It is.
And we don't want to mess it up.
And I think the problem with often setting boundaries and rules and being authoritarian is that it gets into the smacking debate. Now, if we put smacking totally to the side, because it's just one form of discipline, what we're about is saying, let's set some rules and boundaries. The other big problem, though, is that parents are trying often too hard to be friends. And the role of a parent is not to be a friend. It's an awesome responsibility of raising a child, raising a future, you know, leader and adult. And that's not about being friends as much as shaping their character.
OK, it's all good advice. We need to get you back with some sort of tools to do that, because it's all well and good discussing it, but I think you just sort of, in the mix of everyday life, and Sally-Ann, you'd agree that, you know, sometimes you just get by, and it's by the time you feed them and get the homework done and whatever, the day's gone. And finding time to reflect on parenting styles is a really difficult thing to do, I think.
It's the hardest job in the world.
Yeah, we need to buy some
Don't
books.
be hard on
I'm sure Mark could sell you some books, and Sally-Ann probably could as well.
Thanks, Sally-Ann. But you know what I mean. Like,
No, absolutely.
We
do this all the time on the show, and it's all different advice. You try and take it all in and put it into play. Thank you, guys.